Okay, today we're going to start building a deck onto this house. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to get a diagram set up of how we're going to build it. It's important to structure our posts a certain feet apart depending on what you're using for beams. So we're using 2x10s, so I want a minimum of 8 feet between my beams here. And I can go 16 feet from the house that's attaching to the house out this way. So you're going to need to look to see what kind of beams you're using. The bigger the beams, the further the span. Now, I've already poured my posts. I used an auger. I rented one at Sun Rentals, and they had a little walk behind. I could drill a hole right in the ground, and it made quick work of these posts here. I did 24 holes. And, I first did my diagram out. As you're working, sometimes you'll hit a rock, so you need to readjust as you're working. So that's important to kind of change the design as you're digging your posts, but try to stay as close to the design as possible. So we have 35 feet across here from this point to that point, and then about 16 feet out. Then I have my lower platform here, which is going to be a couple steps down to my lower platform, and then some steps to my dock. So now that I've gotten my posts in, I'm going to attach to my house next, make sure that's level, and then we're going to go out with my joists, make sure that's also level. So I'll take you through it step by step. I drew out here exactly what it is in my next stage. I kind of staged it, just used paint to quickly draw up a rough idea of how I wanted my decking to look and things like that. So that'll help you a lot if you can do that in paint, and doesn't need to be super accurate, but gives you a good idea of what you want to start off with. Alright, so now we're putting up our first board here, and what I'm doing is I'm doing 7 inches from the sliding glass door. Reason for that is going to be having my decking right on top here, which is going to be a 6-inch step, which is a nice transition from my sliding glass door. So the winter time, if the snow comes up, it doesn't go in the house. So 7 inches from the bottom of this door threshold here is what I want. You want to make sure it starts here at the end. It's nice and even. It should be on the bubble, which it is. So a couple tack screws just to get it in. We're going to do some lag bolts. And probably some carriage bolts through here too. On the flip side, you want to make sure that you have something strong and solid that hits. We have a double 2x12 pressure treated on the back side of this. So that's important to verify that you get something nice and strong to hold on to. So we're going to get the decking, this first board here put in, and we're going to work off that, get everything level. Okay, now I have my first 2x10 attached to the building here. I have a 2x10 by 16, and then another 10-footer. I'm going to put some lag bolts in here. I have marked all my 4 joists here, 16 inches on center. So it goes down 16 inches, 16 inches. And then on the ends here, I'm going to have a double 2x16. So I've just marked that 3 inches wide. So as you go down here, this is going to give me my nice starting off point. So it's the end of the first day here working with the wood, and we've got these lag bolted in about every 2 feet into the house itself. We have our joists marked every 16 inches. So as you go around the house, see the lag bolts in here, and this is a 2x12. A seam right here. Get my edges as close as can be. They go down here. On this side, we had to cut some pieces out here because we had some rock that we just couldn't go around, and that's kind of supporting the house, so we can't get rid of that. So we had to cut some of that out, but most of it's there, so that's fine. And then we'll be connecting our joists tomorrow, kind of doing the frame. And then after that, it should go pretty quick. Again, about a 7-inch drop between here and here. So when you add an inch worth of decking and get about a 6-inch drop, which is comfortable to step down on. Alright, so as you can see, this is day 2. We've started to lay out the frame attached to the house. We have the joist hangers right here. These are all 2x10s sitting on top of double 2x10s. We have this sitting right in the pillars. This goes 5 feet out, right here. A little bit more than 5, yeah, 5 feet right here. So, and all the weight is getting carried onto these double 2x10s. As you can see, it's very sturdy. We have a couple rafter ties attaching this right here to that. So it's looking good. Alright, so what I've done here is I've attached to the house, just putting a nail in here in the joist hanger, and I've made this temporary structure. And this is not going to be permanent. As you can see, it's very wobbly still. But what this allows me to do is get the frame level, going out and going this way, before I actually attach to the posts. So as you can see over here, I already have attached to the posts. I have my 4x4 and my double 2x10s. It's going to be a halfway point. Next I'm going to be adding a 16 foot from this point all the way down underneath. And what's cool about this system where we have just temporary posts coming up is I can attach my double, just put a screw in, right where it needs to go. Then I can get my 4x4 up and have it at that perfect height and not have to do very much adjusting. So to get my level, I can slightly screw these up and down, get it perfectly level, then not worry about level anymore, and I can just measure my 4x4, and it's a very easy, simple way to get my deck level and still very secure. So that's what we're going to be doing next, and just working our way out. Once we have this side already level, which we do, we're going to continue to work out. Okay, we're at the end of the 3rd day. As you can see here, we have all the joists up here, and they are attached with hangers here, going to the post anchors, which is bolted into the cement, which then goes down about 4 inches here, and that expands. So that's attached here. These are the nails, galvanized, all exterior. Any corners here, put a board in here just to make sure that's nice and tight, and also put a screw in the top here. As you can see, these are all joist hangers in here. A couple extra ones we haven't used. Some of the spots here, like a rock, we needed a joist hanger because it was going to be wanted to do 8 feet, 8 feet, 8 feet. So if it was going to be any longer than 8 feet, you have to kind of hit something. So we had this rock here. This went down really deep. We pinned it, which means drill into this rock, put a piece of rebar in. You can actually see the rebar sticking kind of right up through here, and that gives this a lot of strength. So it can't frost heave up, because you want to go below 32 inches so your frost line doesn't push these columns up. So as you can see, this here is all attached really nice. So what I've done here, this is all pretty much the same, but once you get to this point, it divots in, and the reason for that is we're going to be putting stairs in the front here. So what we want the stairs to do is to start stepping down, going at this point. We have a little indent here, so when you go to your lower platform, the stairs won't be coming out too much into this platform. If you just went like this and went with stairs, by the time you hit the end of the platform, your whole platform's eaten up with all the stairs. This way, you know, you may maybe have one stair out on your platform, but it's looking much better. We pretty much got up to this point here today, and what we need to do tomorrow is we have a couple posts here. I'm going to be putting double 2x10s along these columns right here. Give it some extra support. Doesn't structurally need it because you can go about 15 feet from this point to this point with a 2x10. So that's just to give it some extra strength. Also, we're going to be adding some more columns. It's kind of it should be every 16 inches, but just to get it hung, it's easier to leave some spacing. And of course, we have these lag bolted into the house. Add a couple extra lag bolts just for safety's sake. We also have some hurricane ties or rafter ties over here, as you can see, connecting. And this we didn't do on every one, but maybe every other one we'll probably do. We'll probably come back. Rafter ties right here, connect this to this, just in case you have a hurricane. You can't lift this up, even though once you add the decking, that's quite a lot of weight. But it just won't let it move either, so that's good to add. And yeah, so that's the third day. Keep you updated in the next couple days following, and see how we do. Okay, so we have another rainy day here in Rhode Island, but as you can see, the deck came along pretty good. We have this much done here. We got the front done. As you can see, the front looks a little strange. I'm going to come up closer so you can see what that is. We have right here this little divot, and what that's going to allow us to do is step down. So we're going to have some steps about 12 feet wide to a lower platform that's going to be covering up, and then that lower platform will go into another platform, which is where the deck is. So as you can see, we have our double 2x10s underneath. Got joists hanging in here. Got some hurricane ties or rafter ties connecting the double 2x10. Also, it is a little wobbly here if you notice. Like if I go here, you see it wobbles a little bit. So what we're going to do at the very end, we'll have some scrap boards. And any of the scrap boards, we're going to just connect these pieces, especially the long 16 foot. Take that wobble right out. I added this here, double 2x10. Even though it's not needed, it just takes some pressure or weight off the house itself. And as you can see, some of these are not, when we put the posts in, wasn't exactly straight. Maybe due to the rock being there, we had to slightly move over. So as you can see, there's a slight curve, but because it's underneath the deck and that's supporting it, that's not really mattering. You won't really see that when you look outside, and it's still very structurally strong because the weight's going to go right down there. So now here, this is the very end. Again, it goes right down here. We have this all connected, which has a lot of strength. And then we're going to have some steps going down here, and some more steps in the front. So this is pretty good for the, this is the third day we've been working. Okay, so now we're on the next day here. And what we've done is we have this lower platform. Now what that's going to allow me to do, as I get over here, show you, is we're going to have a couple steps. Now with these steps here, I bought these at Lowe's pre-made, just so I didn't have to go through the work of making the first set. And I'm going to do is copy this set on a 2x10, just draw it on, and then take a jigsaw and jig it right out, because these are about 11 bucks a piece. So I need one every 16 inches, pretty much following these boards, so that would get very expensive. But that just makes it easier for me to do the math and see where I want this thing to sit. Now, the general rule on stairs is they call it 11, so you have 7 inches up. Actually, sorry, 17. So you have 7 inches up and 10 over. So generally, your math wants to work out to be about 17. So right here, actually, I have 6.5 inches up. And you gotta keep in mind, you're gonna have some cedar decking on here. It's gonna make it higher. So that's that. I have all my weight under here. What I'm gonna be doing today is doing another level right over here, connecting this to that post. That's going to give me about 2 steps down to here. It's going to give me a platform right out here. Then I'm going to do some steps going from here straight out to here. So that'll be my last level on this deck, and that will be a nice even kind of steps as we go up to the next level of these decks. Then I'm going to be putting the decking on. So yeah, that's about it. Alright, as you can see now, I've added my steps to the front of this deck here. I've put a couple L brackets, a couple hurricane ties here. That's making it nice and secure. I have a 2x10 it's attaching to here. I'm going to be cleaning this up. As you can see, it's very raw right now, so it doesn't look so great, but as I build and put my decking on, it's going to clean that right up. I have a couple stairs laid down, and I'll show you that in a second, just to see how everything's going to feel when it's put together. I also put another set of stairs over here, and then as you can see, these stairs here we've put, screwed them in, just felt like what it would be like to step on it. Make sure it's nice and secure, make sure there's no bump ups or anything like that, and that is, but I'm going to be waiting and doing the rest of the stairs till I get most of my other decking done. I'm going to need to power wash this off again once we're ready to do the final stain on it. So yeah, that's how far we've come today. So stairs, basically, that actually took quite a long time to get just right, get the height, get it leveled. That is quite a pain. So stairs can really slow you down, but they have to go in, obviously. So we'll give you a couple updates on putting the decking down.
I just wanted to say thank you for watching my video, and if you have some time, please click the subscribe button here, and if you also liked it, please give me the thumbs up like. That will help my videos out greatly in my channel. And finally, you can actually view more about my posts and videos at reviewoutlaw.com, and I put a link here in the show notes. Thank you.